Hello humans! Welcome. Today is my very first review video, and it's going to be rough. My editing skills are not exactly what I thought they were. So, also this BGM is brilliant. I love it. I'm not changing it. This does not fit at all. But you know what? I don't care. It's mine. Oh, I think this is the first time in a while that I think I've gotten to show off my model, and I'm not like a tiny little thing at the corner of the screen, but it's fine. It's fine, you know. I have the greatest look on my face, and I think that's just because of my camera. That's great. This is off to a great start. But anyway, yeah. So without further ado, let's get into it. Well, bam. So starting with the Ruby Red trailer. I'm blocking it because not today, RT. You're not getting me. You know, you can kind of see it behind me. That's just how we're doing this. And if this doesn't work, well then, I know of another solution. But I want to start by saying I actually didn't see the trailers until I don't think I watched the trailers until I think halfway through Volume 3. And it was interesting because I think if I had watched the trailers first, I feel like I'd have had a completely different train of thought about the show. Because the first thing I saw was actually episode 1 and loved it. I think RWBY was one of those series that I found probably around a relatively rough, not a relatively. It was I found RWBY around the what was the roughest time of my life in 2016. I think Volume 2 had actually just finished up, which I'll get to that. Put a pin in that comment, but so yeah, I actually thought the trailers were just trailers. I didn't realize that you were supposed to watch the trailers until way later. Which, to be fair, I feel like a lot of people made that mistake, so it made me feel a little bit better. But anyway, but I absolutely love the RWBY Rose trailer, the red trailer, which is the very first one that they released. I think RWBY is super cute, super deadly. I love the fact that she uses a scythe. I think a scythe is probably my second favorite weapon, which I'll get into that later in this video actually. But RWBY I love the song. I love the fact that RWBY just destroys anything and everything. It's a good time. But doesn't really say anything other than the fact that she's really cute and that she is super deadly. So I mean, really, that's really all I can say about the red trailer. I think it's super well put together, and it's easily the best trailer. Hands down. Now, while I don't really have that much to say about the red trailer, I have a lot to say about the white trailer, which is Weiss. So watching Weiss's trailer made me really glad that I did not watch the trailers first. In fact, I'm super happy that I didn't watch the trailers until when I did, because I feel like I'd have had such a different I'd have had a very different opinion of Weiss going in, I think. Ignore the little shop merch. That's just how I had to get the video. Anyway, this is totally, like, not polished at all, but hey, you know, I think that's part of the charm at this point. I'm also not scripted, so I ramble. I'm letting full ADHD just run wild. But yeah, I think, like, the red trailer, I think, is perfect. I don't think it tells us anything whatsoever about RWBY at all, other than the fact that she's really cute and she's extremely deadly. That is it. Weiss, though... So if I had watched the trailer first and then gone into the show, I feel like... what's a good way to say this? I'd have figured Weiss as, like, I'd have figured taking Weiss to be, like, maybe a little bit prissy, which she kind of is in the show, at least at the start, and that she's some kind of, like, idol singer performer. But she's not really. She sings, yes, but it's only brought up a handful of times, and it's never really, like, used, except for maybe once. You know, so I feel like I get the sense from the white trailer that Weiss is a performer, and she can fight. She's not as skilled as RWBY, I feel. Like, she's definitely, like in RPGs, she's the mage, right? You know, she can do, like, some really cool stuff, but, like, she's fragile. She's not meant to be out in the front. That is not at all what Weiss is in the show. And I find it really interesting that that's what the trailer gives off. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the white trailer. Overall, it's still good. It's nowhere near as good as the red trailer. The red trailer's still the best. But hey, you know, Weiss ends up being the best character. One that I will have lots to say about later. Going into the black trailer, though, for Blake, again, I have quite a bit to say. I think RWBY is actually the only one I don't have a whole lot to say about. Blake, though, I don't like this trailer. I'm gonna just come right out and say it. I do not like the black trailer. I don't... I think it... I'm getting over getting sick. That's why I keep... so forgive me if I keep clearing my throat like that. But the black trailer, though... And I don't know if it's just because I don't like Blake's character at all. In fact, I don't like Blake. I think Blake is... I think Blake is the worst character in the show. Easily. She shouldn't be. But she is. To me. I know a lot of people will argue the fact that maybe Yang is worse. I'll get to that. I'll get to that as this series goes on. Because I will be covering... I want to cover all of RWBY. Because RWBY does hold a special place in my heart. But at the same time... yeah. But... You know, Blake, Blake's doesn't say anything about her either. Blake's trailer is kind of like RWBY's in that sense, is that she's really good at fighting. I think she's probably, I would say that Blake is probably the best fighter out of everyone. At this point. Like, at the times of the trailers, like, which is the very start of the series, I would say that Blake is probably the best fighter. But, again, the show doesn't say anything. Like, this trailer doesn't tell me anything about her. It's just a cool fight scene with some robots. And we have Adam, who we won't meet at all or get any idea of who the hell he even is until like, the third season. Until Volume 3. and his dialogue is is literally, so he has the first bit of dialogue from a faced character that we get to hear, and it's god awful. Like, the voice acting in here, and I understand it's early RWBY and it's to be expected, but the voice acting is atrocious in this. The fight's cool, but that's really all there is to it. And it kind of just leaves us wanting to know. We don't even know what the hell is going on. Like, in RWBY's trailer, we have an idea of what's going on, okay? In Weiss's trailer, we know what's going on. We have no idea what the hell is happening in Blake's trailer, other than the fact that they seem to be on a train, and we kind of get to pick up that they're here to rob it. Maybe, I don't even know. And again, like that's literally all this trailer has going for it. It's a cool fight. I understand I keep saying that, but I literally have nothing else to say about this trailer. That's why I don't like it. I feel like this trailer could have been a little bit more. And this doesn't tell me anything about I need to know about Blake. And then Blake is also and then Blake ends up being like one of the absolute worst characters, which is something that I'll talk about more when we get to when I make the next video on this. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Blake. You know, that's just all there is to it. But luckily, we now get to move into who is my favorite character, or at least was for a large portion of this show, which is Yang. So Yang's trailer bugged me for a really, really long time. So in all these trailers, of course I have my own BGM playing, because I refuse to get hit by RT, because I spent years making AMVs, and RT was notorious for giving me strikes and nearly sinking my AMV channel. So yeah, no, I'm not doing it. So, but everyone has their own song, and for years it bothered me that Yang does not. Yang has like this really cool remix of everyone else's song going on, and then at the very end of this trailer, like, it kind of switched. You kind of get to hear some of what her song is, and I discovered later that it's because originally Yang wasn't a planned character. It's why her color palette is so off compared to everyone else, and it's why she doesn't do anything and doesn't really have a set character until like halfway through Volume 2. And once I found that out, I kind of sat there, it's just like, that makes so much sense now. Also, I know a lot of people like the scene that's playing behind me. People are really like weird about, you know, oh, well, she's 17 and he's a grown man. It's like, it's fiction. I feel like get over yourself. I think you're virtue signaling out your ass. Calm yourself. It's not that deep. But anyway, besides, she literally beats the shit out of everybody. So I mean, what's it matter? Which I don't. Okay, Junior's got the right idea though, because I remember like instantly, as soon as I saw that she was a brawler, I was like, yes, I was like, immediately, that's what made her my favorite, is she's a brawler. I absolutely love brawlers. Like, anytime there is a brawler, they are instantly my favorite. Because at one point in my life, I boxed. And so, like, I was immediately in love with Yang's character. Didn't know anything about her because this trailer, again, like everything else, doesn't say anything about Yang. In fact, none of the trailers really say anything about any of them. The only trailer that seems to try to say anything about their character is Weiss's character, and I feel like it's the most misleading one out of all of them. Yang, though, I mean, look, like, I know you can't, my beautiful model is in the way, and I know, you know, bask in my greatness. But, but it's just so much fun watching Yang fight. Especially since, like, she really doesn't do anything later. Like, as the show progresses, like, she does less and less. But, you know, again, that's for later. This is just, like, me rambling about the trailers because it's fun and I wanted to do this. But yeah, and also, the one little thing that I did know about this trailer, like, early on, was because it was talked about in in Rooster Teeth's podcast, which was right after the creator Monty passed, that Monty was actually finishing this trailer up on the way to the showcase where they were going to, like, debut it. So this trailer literally this wasn't even finished until, like, the last second, which again goes to the fact that, like, Yang wasn't planned. But yeah, like, Yang's character, you know, or her trailer, again, kind of like Ruby and Blake, it doesn't really say anything about her. It's more just showing off how she fights. And I think it's showing off nothing of her character, I think, is even more apparent for her, for Yang specifically, because it's just, she just doesn't have a character. Not until, like, way later. But anyway, I know this was not a well-made video, and it's mostly me just kind of rambling, but I feel like this is kind of one of those things. Whenever I script stuff, it's just, I don't know, it feels fake to me. I can't do scripted stuff very well. I feel like this is a lot more, and this is a lot more fun for me too, because I could just ramble. Like, I know I just kind of, like, abruptly stop, but, like, that's just how I am. Like, I am full ADHD and not medicated at all. But I feel like that's really where I shine. I feel like that's my charm. And then, you know, see, I stumble over words, that kind of thing. But overall, I think the RWBY trailers are a lot of fun. I feel like they don't do a good job of really explaining anything other than, in fact, I think the only thing that they really do well is showing off how our main characters fight like. And it just, you know, overall, I think they're cool. I think RWBY has the best one. I think the Red trailer is easily, hands down, the best one. I think everyone else, like, within the RWBY community agrees about that. I think Blake's trailer is the worst. And I think a part of that is due to the fact I do not like Blake. You know, has absolutely nothing to do with, actually, no, yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I think Weiss's trailer, I think I actually like dislike Weiss. I dislike Weiss's trailer, mostly because I feel like it's super misleading. And I don't know if that's because that's how Weiss's character was meant. If Weiss's character was meant to be different than how it ended up being. Like, I don't know if they changed their minds at the last second. But it's not the worst thing that they've done with Weiss's character. Again, you know, when I go over Volume 1, it's going to be fun, and I'm going to piss a lot of people off, and I'm going to enjoy every second of it. Because I like starting shit sometimes. Sometimes. Not a lot. Most of the time I avoid it like the plague, despite being a demon. You know, you think I'd thrive in the chaos, but no. I actively try to steer clear of it. But sometimes I cannot help myself. Anyway, if you enjoyed listening to this ADHD demon ramble on incoherently in this, like, incredibly unpolished video about the RWBY trailers, you know, hit like, hit subscribe. You know, I would very much like to do stuff like this, like, you know, as a living. That's kind of like, that's my goal. I want to do this. This is what I've always wanted to do, like, for a really long time, and I finally was able to really, like, sit down and, like, attempt this properly. So I would really, like, appreciate any and all support, you know, so I can keep doing this, because this is what I want to do. This is what I love to do. I like making video. I love liking these, like, just silly videos that I feel like would be trash. And it probably is trash, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is probably, like, some cringy ass shit. And if you've watched all the way through, thank you. You are an absolute legend. So, with that being said, like I say, normally, if you enjoy, hit like and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Peace!